are going to do a pick a pile here, just about major life themes. Okay, what theme is at play right now? There will be many, of course, for everyone, but these piles, whichever pile you're drawn to, will focus on one main theme, okay, that are currently shaping your life experience. Okay, so we'll look a little bit at the experience, right? And then we'll look at some guidance on how to navigate this. And so you have 3 piles to choose from. We have a TV show one, The Golden Girls. We have an artistic one, The Cosmic Cycles, and then a more classic, The Modern Witches Tarot deck. So pick, and we'll get started. All right, so if you chose pile 1, the Golden Girls deck, then we are going to look at your life theme. All right, we have the moon here. All right, this really talks about things that are hidden. It often talks about the subconscious, okay? Maybe some intuition. Interesting, when I said unconscious, my Gatorade bottle popped really loud. Let's get some clarifiers here. So we have, interesting, both in reverse, the Justice card in reverse, and the 5 of Wands. Let's just look at these upright real quick so you can see what they're about. Justice is about balance, fairness, a little bit of the truth as well. And then the 5 of Wands is about competition, right? Conflict, drama. Now you have both of these in the reverse. So the moon clarified by the Justice in reverse, and I don't know, I keep saying the Justice in reverse, and the 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so when we're looking at life theme, right, or soul lesson, kind of we can have lots of themes in our lives, right? We come here with plans of things that we're supposed to learn, right? This is not your one life theme. This is just a theme that you may be experiencing at this point in time, okay? Something that we are dealing with right now. So this is really about self-discovery here with the moon, okay? Exploring your intuition, right? And then pursuing some sort of balance here because things are imbalanced, right? So pursuing balance and harmony. Let's see. It feels like it could be a time too where you may be uncovering some hidden truths here about yourself, addressing different areas of your life that are not balanced, and then being able to handle conflict in a healthy way, kind of coming out of some sort of drama, and being able to kind of turn inward and decide, like, how can we make this fair? How can we deal with this in a positive way, right? Is it fair? Is it balanced with myself to continue to fight against each and every person out there? Which is kind of interesting, right? Like, why is there a competitive stance here? And how can we kind of explore within ourselves where our lives are maybe not following that balanced approach? So I'd say overall, this is a kind of a theme or a time in your life where you might be uncovering some hidden truths about yourself, right? And beginning to address different areas of your life that are not in balance, especially when it comes to conflict and handling conflict, being able to handle that in a healthy way. So an example that comes to mind is if you are always pleasing others, doing for others, and all of a sudden you're like, this isn't fair. It's not fair to me that I'm not taking the time that I need for myself, and it's not fair to others that I continue to blame them for taking me away from myself, because whose choice is that? That's your choice. And so really kind of discovering and getting like deep down into what is my truth? What do I want to be doing in this moment? What areas do I want to explore? And then bringing that balance back to what you're giving and what you're receiving, right? Having a balance in the time you give to yourself and the time that you give to others, right? So that you can end this conflict that you've created with other people, really based upon your own actions, right? And your own belief system about, who you are and what you deserve versus what other people deserve. Okay, so it's really overall about self-discovery. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna move this over here. Let's kind of see how this is manifested in your past and your present, this theme, okay? Up to this point, how is this manifesting? 9 of Wands. So kind of a bit like this, there's been some wounding, right? It's definitely, there's been some resilience. So this is saying that this is manifested in that possibly in finances and areas where there's a lot of money or fortune, right? I think it's manifested. I think the Wheel of Fortune here in this case is more talking about like karma or karmic debt. Okay. And if anything, you've continued to push through with this resilience, and what's happened is there's been a lot of karma gathered kind of up on this that you've been carrying along with you. I would say even like, how cats have 9 lives or something about this 9 where, yeah, you're almost to the end of the cycle here. This isn't really telling the story of how it's manifested, but it's a lot of karmic badges, almost like that you have here that you've collected. It's positive though, so that's interesting. right? Like to me, in this tree here, right, all these coins. I mean, usually this is wealth, abundance, right, which is also the Wheel of Fortune, but it's like you've collected these coins, right? Like if you were playing a video game and you kept pushing forward, even though you were low health or something, and you keep pushing forward and you keep pushing forward, and at the end, you know, you were rewarded with all these coins. Okay, it's kind of something to that effect. It doesn't really answer my question how this is manifested in your past and your present, unless we're looking more at like soul level, right? Or kind of like that. I guess my intention with let's see how this manifested was more like, you know, this has affected you in relationships or in jobs or something like this, but this is more soul level, right? This kind of destiny, this karma, these coins that you've kind of earned as you've kind of played the game of life as you know, as such, right? But I think you're closer to kind of closing out on this theme. Interesting. Let's see how this has in fact impacted this life that you're living. How about that? How's this manifested that way? Yeah, a lot of heartbreak, right? Grief. Possibly situations here where you've been heartbroken, right? Possibly been cheated on, right? Where there's been infidelity, things like this, outside sources. Just a lot of heartbreak I've experienced. How else? This one, the Seven of Wands wanted to come out, right? Kind of this real guarded energy, right? You've really had to guard from heartbreak here. And I think that's more in your present. You're more guarded now. Let's see what challenges you've experienced from this life theme. Tell me about the challenges. Okay. Yeah, having fun. Really, it's about being able to trust friends and community, right? Primarily because of this Three of Swords is heartbreak. There's difficulty in trusting other people has been a real challenge for you in this. And part of that, right, is with this example I gave earlier about not giving to yourself. It's sort of having an inability to trust oneself has led to the inability to trust others. And that could be part of this this Five of Wands, right? Being able to handle conflict in a healthy way, being more balanced in that approach. And getting to, with the moon, the root cause of like where these things come from. You know, why is there imbalance? Why is there difficulty with conflict? Where does that come from? So let's see what strengths that you have in relation to this theme. What strengths are there? Ooh, a couple came out. So you have the Page of Swords. So you're really curious, okay, and communicative, okay? You really communicate well on the things that you know, right? We have the moon, so there is a lot of stuff hidden here with this theme, but overall, you do work on your communication skills a lot. You are curious about why you behave the way you do and why others behave the way that they do. So there is that. And then the Star in reverse, this is really, whether in reverse or not, and I'll explain why it was in reverse here in a second, it's really about hope, right? Renewal, staying faithful to an idea, hopeful. So really what this is you have kind of this way, this strength that you have based on this theme is it's kind of like seeing the bright side of things. So these ideas that you communicate are of a hopeful energy. So you're able to kind of see like the good that can come from a situation. Let's see if there's been any influences on the relationships that you've had based on this. How have relationships been impacted? Three of Pentacles. You've worked with other people. You've taken a collaborative stance with others and you are open to listening to what other people have to say and to relying on other people at times. Okay. I just took a pause there because, you know, that is in conflict with these other threes here, right? You've had some heartbreak. There's been difficulty trusting people. You're guarded. So what influence has that had on your relationships? Again, you have that three. Threes are about expansion and growth. And they're working together here. And that is what the card says, right? As far as influences, though, again, I would say that I'm surprised this did not come out in the reverse. So I would say either the meaning is influences in relationships is challenge, right? Challenge of working with others. If it's not in reverse, then you are open to working with others, but it must be on a surface level because you have this underlying distrust for other people. And I wouldn't say like a suspicious distrust. It's just where you keep yourself guarded. So you may be working with others. You may be open to collaborating and things like this, but it's either surface level or it's to your own detriment. Okay. Like in this example, you know, someone's hurt you, say broken your heart, something like this, caused you great grief. And you continue to work with them to your detriment. And perhaps you don't get close, you don't become friend level here, but for whatever reason, you do continue to remain open. Okay, so that is interesting. Let's look at some action steps to help you work through the challenges associated with this theme, okay? And your challenges, as you remember, we just talked about, are kind of a distrust or a guarded energy. So what are some action steps that we can take to work through this? So you have all emotions, okay? All Betty White here, Rose. So you have the Nine of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Cups in reverse, okay? Let's go through these one at a time. The Nine of Cups is really about all of our desires, having our wishes granted, having everything that we desire, emotional fulfillment. But it's also about gratitude, things that we're grateful for. I'll turn these into steps in a minute. And then you have the Four of Cups, which is about disappointment. She's also focusing on the three here. Remember those three friends, all these threes that we had, Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, grief. Not sure about friendships, working with other people, maybe when it's not helpful. She's looking at these three, but she has a four there. She has something else. another cup that she can look at, another place for emotional fulfillment, but she has that focus on the 3 and is, because of this distrust, she's unable to see a new path. And then the 8 of Cups in reverse, okay, which the 8 of Cups upright is about walking away from things that aren't serving you, which interestingly enough, she's headed straight to that moon. All right, but it's in the reverse, so there is some resistance to walking away, or you are finally getting ready to walk away. Both of these cards mean disappointment. This would be overcoming disappointment. So the action step then very clearly to me is that focusing on the things that you're grateful for, focusing on the things that make you happy and having more of those in your life, and then walking away from the things that are not emotionally serving you, walking away from the disappointment of the past. Okay, now in both of these pictures here, there's 1 cup singled out by itself. Now here, she's focused on the things she's grateful for, the things that are working for her, these 8 cups that are behind her. So when she walks away from those 8 cups, like this 8 of Cups, then she has this 1 cup. The same is true here. When she stops looking at these 3 cups, what's in the past, and that 1 cup appears, sorry for my hands, then that new cup appears. So that's kind of really interesting, the visual here on this. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not just rambling. But you know what I think? What I think that is in that cup, that can be a new experience when it comes to love, relationships, spirituality. But again, as I said, she's walking towards the moon. So she's leaving that crap of the past behind, whether that's ways that other people have caused grief or even the hurt that you've caused yourself, right? Now she's walking into a place where she's going to uncover some of these deeper hidden truths about herself. So perhaps you're not fully aware of the impact that these 3s, this grief, these friendships, this teamwork situations, the guarded energy, perhaps you're not aware of the way that this has kind of influenced your life or been kind of a theme for you. So those are the action steps. Got a little excited. Let's see what personal growth can be achieved if you do decide to focus on what makes you happy and walk away from the things that aren't serving you, walk away from your disappointments. What personal growth can be achieved? 6 of Cups, healing the heart, healing the emotions, healing spiritually, harmony. This is even soulmate energy. The outcome could be, possibly better love relationships, meeting a soulmate. It could just be healing the past, healing the inner child. And then you have the 10 of Cups. Can't say totally healed and totally happy because we're always working on something, but, working on healing and happiness here. You would have emotional fulfillment. So again, overall, the life theme here, we have really just uncovering some hidden truths about ourselves so that we can discover where things in our life are imbalanced, and how we can fix that imbalance, bring things back into a healthy, balanced state, and also deal with conflict going forward in a better way so that we're not people pleasers, so we're not avoidant, so we're not in denial or hiding. And then the ultimate goal here is to have that happiness, that happy ending. Take care. All right, so if you chose pile 2, the Cosmic Cycles Tarot, we are going to look at what kind of major life theme you have. And we're going to look at a major life theme and kind of explore the overarching themes that are currently shaping your life experience, okay? So let's get into it. We'll start with the life theme that you're experiencing currently. Okay, so we have the Magician and the 5 of Swords. Let's start with the Magician here. So this is all about the Magician. He relies on his inner resources. He's gathered tools along his path and he can use them to create the life that he wants, to co-create with the universe. He has the ability to manifest things and again, create. I mean, here he's creating music, right? Which could be relevant. And then we have the 5 of Swords, which is really about, it can be about conflict, right? Communication conflicts. I see it as worries and insecurities. And for instance, this person is looking over their shoulder at this person who's apparently winning. They're not happy about that somebody else is winning. So let's see, as a life theme, you have with the Magician, you have an innate ability to manifest what your desires are and to kind of create the life that you would like, okay? To have the 5 of Swords come out with that, though, really indicates that the lesson here is to really focus on or embrace self-empowerment amid the insecurities. How can I create the life I want despite my fears? How can I be the person that I want to be, even though I think I might not be as good as the next person, right? And so forth. But really about empowering ourselves, right? Instead of relying always on the insecurities or the places that we don't feel secure. How can we be empowered? Okay, so that's what we're working with here. Let's see if there's anything else about this. Oh, sure there is. I have the 6 of Cups. So there's definitely an area for healing, right? Potentially with your inner child. And this could be, what comes to mind here is, like if you're comparing yourself to a sibling, perhaps you find yourself comparing yourself to other people because, maybe your parents said some things or a teacher said some things, why can't you be like your sister? That sort of jargon. I definitely see this as a family dynamic here and coming from childhood. So let's see maybe how this has manifested in your past and your present. We'll start with the past. All right. So kind of a lot came out, but we're going to do it anyhow. So you have the 6 of Wands. You just recognize that's the Queen of Swords in the rest of the deck. But anyway, 6 of Wands is about success. Now there could be something about relationships here because we have the one person kissing the other person. These two are also characters from the Moon card, which is so weird. So there could be something to do with you feeling judged maybe by, say, a female figure, someone cold, right? Someone very logical. They're very black and white. And they kind of judge maybe you for your relationships. They might say things like, don't have what it takes to be successful. You could never have stability with this person. You might not be engaged or have a happy home. It's a very strange message. So maybe this is specific for someone. And then you have this cop here too, and she's looking there. So it's like something about this person feeling like what you do is against the rules, or they're just police you, micromanage you. And so this has had a direct impact on your confidence and your inner self, your confidence, your inner self, your interior. So you see in this deck, I don't really know what she's doing, but she's obviously like designing a house or something like this. She's reading blueprints and she's inside the house, and the house often represents our internal being. And the Queen of Wands is about our confidence. So to me, this is manifested for you it's impacted your confidence. I think too, you've gone within yourself. I think that you've made sacrifices here with the Hanged Man. And because of those sacrifices and that lack of confidence, it's like you're skating on thin ice. I would say typically the Page of Swords, right, is about new ideas, communicating something. But I feel like you've sacrificed your truth. And you're just kind of playing this game here. And then you have the Four of Pentacles. So this could also manifest in how you handle your finances too, okay? Or just inability to kind of let things go. You may hold really deeply onto things. I think there's a lot of negative self-talk because of the way this person judges you. It doesn't necessarily have to be about relationships. It just could be anything that you want to be successful in. It's almost like there's this person over your shoulder just kind of judging you, like making you feel like you're not confident enough to do it. So that's really interesting. Let's see if there's any other challenges or obstacles. That's where I was headed next. And this feels like a big challenge in itself. So let's just kind of see what comes out for that. So you have the Star and the Ace of Pentacles. So the challenge here with this theme, and again, let's go back to what we're talking about with the Magician and the Five of Swords. It's really empowering yourself, manifesting what you want and having the life that you want, but you're worried about it. And I think that comes from family. So the challenge is having your wishes granted and having new opportunities, but it's also about taking the opportunities. So it's like the challenge, even though you wish for it, as long as it's a wish and it's not in your hand here, see how he's looking in there at what he wishes he could have? There's no forward movement on it. It's just become an idea, okay? It's just like it's out there. It's this idea that's out there. Like I could have this, but I can't have that because I can't move forward because of the worries or insecurities. Let's look at your strengths that are related to this theme. You have the Three of Cups, right? So community, friendships. Perhaps you've made some good friends with people who have things in common with you, right? Or you may be a very good friend. Perhaps you're the encourager in the friend group. You encourage people to live their lives according to their values or to create their life, even though internally you don't feel like you're worthy of the same thing. And I say worthy, right? You may think you don't have the skills to do it, but deep down it's a sense of unworthiness. So I would say that you are a good friend. You might have good friendships and other strengths. The Knight of Wands. So you do have a lot of energy and a lot of passion towards things, right? I think that you probably move pretty fast. You could have a temper, and I know I said strengths, but that was the word in my head. So maybe when you're angry, you get things done, okay? That temper causes you to have passion, right? Maybe that is something that really can drive you. And I still don't know if I feel like that's a strength, but it is something that wants to be noted here. Okay, anger drives you. It's like you're one of these people, sorry. I'm kind of one of them too. But so you spend a lot of time not creating the life that you want or not taking the steps that you want, letting things kind of hang out here in the ether rather, because of these insecurities. But, you know, if somebody pisses you off, right, you'll get your graduate degree tomorrow sort of thing. So the strength in that is that you can achieve it, right? Right now you're just drawing off of anger, but you can draw off of other things too. So part of the challenge or the strength or what have you is recognizing how can we be self-empowered through an emotion that's not anger. Anger is fuel for sure. But when we manifest and create things and we do it from a place of anger, it can come kind of with other things attached to it, right? And we could probably rid ourselves of that and probably manifest and create bigger and better and higher vibe things if we were in a different state. So the strength is knowing that you have the empower. You are empowered. You do know how to rely on yourself. You do know how to get things done. You do know how to embrace being self-empowered. But how can we get it to come from a different place? Let's look at if there's been any influences in relationships. Holy smokes. All right, wow. So yes, you have the Devil and Death. Capricorn and Scorpio energy both here. So influences on relationships. So there have been some addictions, maybe obsessions here to things. Let me put these down for a sec. So the Devil can be about addiction, toxic attachments, obsessive thinking. And then Death can be about transformation, having new beginnings. She's transforming herself. So let me think about this in context with this life theme. So what it is here is it's sort of this addiction, this obsession, this kind of toxic pattern of reinventing yourself to try to be who you think you should be. Never being oneself, never being the authentic self, but always trying to fit a mold. maybe if I do this, just as this example, maybe if I do this with my hair, maybe if I'm in this relationship, maybe if I change myself, then these insecurities can go away and I can go on to create the life I want. No, right? We have to embrace, we don't have to, but we're encouraged, of course, to embrace ourselves for who we are. So there have been influences on relationships, one, with yourself, and then two, kind of this chameleon role that you're playing within relationships. I'm in this relationship, I'm going to be this way. It's kind of like that movie with Julia Roberts. Remember, where she didn't really know herself. Oh, what's that called? It's with Richard Gere. Runaway Bride. Okay. Every time she got in a new relationship, right, she did what they did. She didn't even know by the end of it what kind of eggs she liked, because she always ate the kind of eggs that the person she was in a relationship was like. And that's kind of what this is. And it's an addiction, and it's toxic, and it's not serving you for sure. And it's not serving the other people either. And don't be hard on yourself for that, because it's not something that you've done intentionally. So let's look now at some action steps where we can kind of work through some of these challenges. Up here, what are some action steps that the person watching can take to overcome some of these challenges? Okay. So I'm gonna put them this way. So really doing a deep dive. We'll put them this way and then we'll put them the other way. So really doing a deep dive into what you need to walk away from. People, emotions, situations, jobs, other people's opinions, beliefs, programming, you name it. What are you going to walk away from? So really get very clear on that. You may need to do some heavy inner reflection. You may even need to just withdraw yourself from certain people so that you can determine what it is that you need to move away from, okay? And now if I put them this way, I already said this, but walking away from certain situations so that you can do this inner reflection and possibly get to know yourself, right? Do a little inner work here by leaving certain things behind. What else? Oh boy. All right, so also we have the Eight of Wands. This is moving forward. This is moving forward fast. Do you see how he's pretty nervous here to go down this roller coaster? That's you about making this forward movement. So even though you're afraid, you're about to communicate something, or you're being encouraged, right, to communicate something. This Ace of Swords, right? New ideas, clarity. It's possibly like even if you take this leap or you move forward, you're going to gain some clarity additionally, but it could just be you moving forward to communicate some sort of truth, possibly about a relationship. I say that because of this picture here in the background, okay? But the Seven of Pentacles is really about planting a seed, right? Letting things grow. So you might take real fast action here on communicating some new truth with somebody, but just recognize that it might just be a seed that you're planting with them. It might not be something that they are able to ingest right away and change. This person who possibly judges you for the things that you do may not be able to transform in the way that you would like them to transform to make you feel better. So just be prepared that even though you're going to take these steps, if you do, you're just planting seeds at this time. It's going to take time to grow. Okay. Now, if you are able to make some of these steps, communicate to this person, and then again, walk away from things and really explore kind of the depths that are you, what personal growth can you achieve by doing this? Three of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. It landed right there too. Three of Pentacles. This is like working with other people, collaboration, knowing that you don't have to do everything on your own. So this could also be utilizing your resources. And I just thought it was curious that this Three of Pentacles landed on the Magician, and they're both kind of like it's both music. It's both like studio sort of work. So here he's by himself. Here's the Three of Pentacles. So I don't know. Perhaps you'll be more open to working with other people, receiving feedback, right? Or having some help in growing. All right. Let's get one clarifier on this Three of Pentacles. It's like, I think you're getting feedback from somebody if you do this. Something's being restored to you. And the Seven of Swords here is kind of, to me, it's deception. It's things being stolen from you. Now it's in the reverse. So it's like, I think somebody would be coming towards you or working together with you, giving you some sort of feedback and like restoring something to you. Now, no one else can restore your confidence, but perhaps after a time, this seed has grown and they think about it and they're able to kind of come back and give you a little bit more of what you need. Let's see if there's any final advice here. Queen of Cups, right? Nurturing yourself, healing yourself. This could also be finding a mentor or a teacher, being able to kind of learning a bit about moving forward with speaking your truth. Any other advice? Wow. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords in reverse, and Nine of Pentacles. Now, in this Ten of Swords, I really don't like this, but there's like a lot of nasty things being said here, so we'll just skip that real quick. All right, so this is that person, the Queen here that I referenced that was kind of like judging you or something like this or causing this insecurity. So you have her, you have the Ten of Swords in reverse, and you have the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So the final advice here is to really just put an end to whatever this toxic communication cycle is with this person. Let's get one of these self-activation cards. There is a message on there which is meant to open you up to something. When I read it to you, it will help activate this into your life. You're releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. Screenshot that and save it if you want. But I really think it lines right up because this is about self-empowerment. So freeing yourself from those limitations, from those worries, so that you can create the life that you want. You can be empowered, and you can learn to be empowered through an emotion that is not anger. So just remember that. We can be empowered even if we're not pissed off. It's really just about trusting ourselves, advocating for ourselves, and putting our needs first. Okay, so take care. All right, hello. So if you picked pile 3, the Modern Witches Tarot deck, then this message is for you. We are going to explore an overarching theme that is currently shaping your experience. So let's get started. All right, we have a few here. So we have the Knight of Cups to start. Okay, and this is really about moving forward with your emotions. This is someone who is romantic, idealistic. They pursue things on a deeper emotional realm. They wear their heart on their sleeve. We have the Eight of Wands, which is about really things happening quickly, forward movement, back and forth communication. And then we have the High Priestess, which can be about decisions and our own intuition, kind of exploring the depths of ourselves. So if we look at these cards together, right, and we're looking at a life theme with the Knight of Cups, it's really about navigating the realms of our emotions, okay? Looking at our creativity, exploring our intuition. And I would say really living authentically too. She's offering her cup here, and in that cup is herself. It's her spirit, it's her heart, it's her uniqueness. So living authentically, moving forward with the heart, with authenticity, being able to continuously communicate that, and then also trusting our inner wisdom. So this life theme, and again, everybody has major life themes that they come here to explore that are kind of pre-planned, is my belief, and that of many others. But this is really just a theme that you chose this pile because you're currently kind of going through this. This is an area for you to work on, to explore. And it's really about navigating your heart space, being authentic to yourself, and trusting yourself too. So let's kind of get more into it. Let's see if there's anything else about the theme. Okay, there's something that you're fighting for, okay? With this Seven of Wands. Let's see what you're fighting for here. What I'm hearing is you're fighting about the truth for yourself to be known, okay? You want something to come to light here. That's funny, the moon, which is really about uncovering something. These cards are similar. They both have a moon. There's both something hidden. There's something under the surface, okay? And so you're fighting for exposure in some sort of way. Well, this just got interesting. And you're going to keep pushing for that. You have the 7, 8, and 9 of Wands, okay? So really about to be kind of closing a cycle here with authority, right? Something about your creativity, something about who you are. I mean, there's kind of art, spiritual art vibe. I mean, I kind of had a Pisces vibe before, which is really about creativity. So, wow. Let's see. I just kind of want to keep pulling cards right now. 4 of Wands in reverse, and it lands right on what is under the surface. The 4 of Wands upright, and you have a lot of wand energy, right? Which can really be fiery, but I think with this theme, it's more about creativity, right? What you're passionate about. 4 of Wands is happy home. It can be taking relationships to the next level. 4s are about stability, and Wands are about creativity, passion, determination. And so it's in reverse. So you're kind of lacking that stability here, and I don't know if that's what's hidden, that you're lacking stability, or the cause of the lack of stability is what's hidden. So let's see. I think it's the cause. So you're not seeing that there's a choice in some sort of way. And so you're holding on to a certain way of being because you can't see a way out. There's definitely a lack of stability here with the 4, an inability to manifest a little bit too. Especially when it comes to probably job, because we have Pentacles and Wands. Perhaps your money and your passion don't line up or something. So therefore you feel like you have no choice. Okay, so you have the Tower, and I feel like it landed right there, right? So the Tower is something unexpected. It can be chaos and destruction and like, oh, a horrible card, as some people like to say. Here it doesn't feel so much as this. It sort of feels if you don't move, you might be forced to move because you have a lot of resistance to this, what's undercover here. But yet on the other hand, you have a desire to really fight and push forward, to be seen in some sort of way, or to bring this to the light, okay? Perhaps it's different aspects of yourself. Perhaps one part of you wants to really kind of bring this forward, and another part is resistant to bringing it forward, okay? Because maybe you feel like it would cause too much of a change, too much of a rift in your life. Boy. Another card in the resistance position, Ace of Wands in reverse. So what's happening is you are blocking creative flow from yourself by keeping things hidden, by keeping them under the surface. You're not able to create the life that you want. You're not able to have, let's say, a happy home, right? Your finances in a row, to make decisions, right? To have a new creative path, to have a new opportunity come to you. All of this is being blocked because you're afraid of change. You're afraid of exposing or revealing yourself in some sort of way. And I have pre-planned questions for kind of this reading. I just saw 911 on the clock. But we're just going to keep going with the way it's revealing itself. You have the Lovers and the Empress. So the Lovers, it can be about love, right? But it's also about healing and harmony and making a choice, okay? And the High Priestess is number 2, right? Which is also about making choices, right? 2 is duality, choices, balance, okay? But there's something about healing with the Empress. And the Empress she's a mother. She's nurturing, supportive, right? But she's also creative. She creates things. She births things. Right? She makes things. So you're really encouraged here to heal your creative side. Heal so that you can kind of become this Empress. She is not in the resistance position. She is aware of her worth. She makes things, she loves, she nurtures, she supports. And so here with the Knight of Wands, you're encouraged, right, to really go after what you're passionate about, go after your creativity, even if it's different, even if you're afraid that whatever is hidden about you or whatever you've not exposed or whatever this change might bring for you, right? Still going towards it because it's what you're passionate about, fighting for it. All right, let's see. So I think we've looked at challenges here. Let's see what your strengths are. So the Wheel of Fortune, right? Definitely lucky, right? Very lucky. You have good fortune and like a good destiny, a good karma. We'll just take it as a strength. So we'll go this way. You might be a little blocked on that right now. So what this is saying, this is like a karmic gift, okay? Strengths in relation to this theme. So you have a karmic gift here. So what I hear is that you're kind of encouraged to request these spiritual gifts because it's your destiny. Cups are about emotions, but they can be about spirituality as well. Okay, and right now I feel like maybe you don't feel like you have access to spiritual gifts or something like this. And whether they're spiritual gifts or strengths or emotional strengths, however you want to see them, right? Ancestral strengths. It's something that is owed to you. So you can just ask for those. That's interesting. What other strengths have come related to this theme? Again, Queen of Wands. You have that wand energy all over you, right? That creativity. That Queen of Wands can even be pretty magical. So if you're looking at the more intuitive side of yourself, you have that as a strength. Creativity. Ten of Pentacles, again. This is like that Wheel of Fortune card. You have a lot of gifts, a lot of abundance in whatever way that you would like it to be. And then the Star, hope. Sorry, can't show too much of her. Hope, strength, right? Faith, connection with spirit as well. So you have a lot of strengths here. Let's look at any influences that this has had on your relationships. Three of Pentacles, sideways here. Again, it's so funny because it had to be an art card, right? This is about collaboration and teamwork. What influences this had? There's a lot of burdens here with working with other people. Perhaps people have tried to tell you how to do things a specific way. We're talking about art, so creativity. So I'm just thinking about like high school art class. You know, perhaps you had dreams of doing a piece a certain way, but you were kind of forced to do it a different way, you know, based on a teacher. And this has been really overwhelming for you to try to fit the mold into something that you're not, and kind of had to withhold your own creativity and kind of flow into other people's standards in some sort of way. Let's look at action steps to work through the challenges kind of associated with this theme. Okay, so one, this is about cutting people off, okay? The Five of Swords is about conflict, right? And it is about insecurities and worries. And you see, she's holding these three swords here. And she's made a decision to kind of send these other two people away, the ones that are walking away, because she's holding her truth with the sword one. And she is being decisive and assertive with the other two swords. She's making that choice. She's getting things into balance here. She's finding the sources of grief here with the three swords. And she's making the choice to let go of people that aren't helping her, in a sense. And something about her blue shoes, okay? FYI. Everybody check their feet. Just kidding. What else? Yeah, another five. So two fives, okay? These are about conflict. It's about conflict, fighting with other people. And kind of like I said with this Five of Swords, to send these people away. The Five of Wands is about competing with other people, fighting, drama. So I'm just kind of reflecting back on the theme here. Now you're wanting to fight to do things your own way. And then there are people who want to continue to cause you insecurity or tell you it has to be a certain way. There's people causing conflicts here, whatever. It's time to change that, right? So to take steps would be to put down swords, not fight anymore, send people away, and then use the conflict to heal. And then you have the Chariot. So just like this Eight of Wands and the theme, they're both fast moving cards, moving things forward. The Chariot is taking control of your own life, your own way of doing things. Chariot is also about being authentic, okay, which is part of the challenge here for you, or one of the things that you're kind of meant to do is to walk forward with authenticity. The Chariot is a great reminder of this. We have duality. See here on the High Priestess, she has the black and the white beam, and here we have the black and the white, whatever those are. It's duality. So again, knowing that you're in charge of your own life, you direct its course. No one's going to tell you how to move forward. Okay, only you can do that, right? And we want to do it by being our authentic self. So remember the theme, we're navigating the realms of our emotion. We're navigating the realms of our emotion, creativity, and intuition here. And we're really encouraged to live authentically, follow our heart, and kind of trust your own inner wisdom. Anything else? Justice. For you, this is the karma card, right? All that good karma that you have out there, that gift of karma that we talked about from either past lives or your ancestors or wherever you think good things come to you from, right? It's about to be returned to you. Things are going to be just. Things are going to be balanced out. And then I'm going to end with one of these soul activator cards. The message on the card is meant to activate a truth in you, okay, to help you move forward on this. Well, you got two. Okay, the first one is harmony. You are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. So withholding and hiding our true authenticity, right, and being resistant to being our true selves, right, keeps us separate from other people. So this talks about feeling connected with everything. And then we have virtue. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Okay, so not only are you connected to everyone, right, you're not separate, therefore you don't have to hide if you believe in true connection. Also, being your authentic self will help you to connect with others. And then you are a way shower for others, right? By you being your true authentic self, it creates a ripple and it allows other people to be their true authentic self. So I hope that that helps. If you want a personal reading that would look more in depth on your personal situation, then you can find the details for that in the description box below. Okay, take care.